And they began to accuse Jesus, saying, "We found this man misleading our nation and forbidding us to give tribute to Caesar, and saying that he himself is Christ, a king." And Pilate asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And he answered them, "You have said so." Then Pilate said to the chief priests and the crowds, "I find no guilt in this man." But they were urgent, saying, "He stirs up the people, teaching throughout all Judea, from Galilee even to this place." When Pilate heard this, he asked whether the man was a Galilean. And when he learned that he belonged to Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him over to Herod, who himself was in Jerusalem at that time. Luke 23, verses 2 to 7. Jesus was accused of misleading the nation and forbidding people to pay taxes. Luke 20, verses 20 to 26 details for us the account of Jesus being questioned on paying taxes to Caesar and also his wise answer. Further, they accused Jesus of calling himself a king. In Luke 19, verses 37 to 40, it was the people who called him king by applying prophecies to him. Pilate ignores the tax bit and asked Jesus if he was the king of the Jews. This amounts to insurrection, which, if true, would be punished by death. Jesus answers Pilate in the affirmative. Pilate was not a dumb man, but why does he say that there is no guilt in Jesus after he says, "I am the king of the Jews"? This was because a king would have subjects. In Jesus' case, the 12 who were with him were missing. Further, a king would be identified by his royal robe, but Jesus had the appearance of a vagabond, not a king. He must have been exhausted and weak when he came before Pilate, who knew that Jesus posed no threat. This is why he says he finds no guilt in Jesus. The chief priests and the crowd used the word stir in their accusation, which is also used in Mark 15:11. What was Jesus stirring the people for? Jesus was not stirring the people to break the shackles of the Romans. Pilate, on the other hand, latched on to the word Galilee, as he had nothing else to accuse Jesus. When Pilate heard this, he asked whether the man was a Galilean, and when he learned that he belonged to Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him over to Herod, who was in Jerusalem at that time. If Pilate found no guilt in Jesus, why did he send him to Herod? This was because Pilate was a man who did not have the courage to act in spite of having the authority to act. Some of us may be like Pilate. We have the authority and or the freedom to act, yet we want to play it safe like Pilate. Have a blessed day.